I can't begin to talk about my journey without talking about my incarceration. Both my brother Darryl Epps and I went to prison in the year 2000. We were 21 and 20 years old. I knew that there was a chance that I would never get out of prison, but I didn't want my son and my loved ones to experience continuous hardship if I didn't make fundamental changes to who I was. I entered a New York State maximum security prison, and for the next 12 years, all I did was focus on exhausting every therapeutic and academic opportunity that was available to me in that prison. However, the one thing that I could not obtain was a college degree, take college courses, because there wasn't a program there. I remember sitting on the visiting floor with my son. He was maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I remember him looking up at me and telling me, "Daddy, when I grow up, I want to go to college. I don't want to get mommy a house." And I remember looking at his bright brown eyes and just like, wow, like if I want him to be able to obtain his dreams, I have to find a way to model that same behavior in here. On that visiting floor, I promised him that if you do your part, I'm gonna miss some graduations. I'm gonna miss some time with you. But if you do your part, I'm gonna make your high school graduation. I had the hope in the midst of darkness and beyond all reason. I wanted to model this one dream and behavior for him. I wanted him to see that his dad was more than just an inmate, a number. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, SUNY Cayuga Community College and Cornell Prison Education's program came to the prison and began offering an associate's degree. It was like a dream come true. And it wasn't an easy journey, but what I knew is that I was on a path to enlightenment that would pave the way for others. I didn't know when, I didn't know how I would get out, but I knew one day I may. And so these experiences really shaped my reintegration into the community, contributed to the work that I'm doing, and really gave me academic and moral credibility with my family and community that I never had. Eventually, I was released from prison. Both my brother and I were released a week apart from each other. We were the only 2 out of 20 people that went to the parole board that day that were released. And that stuck with us because we understood that our opportunity at freedom and to contribute to our families and communities wasn't something that was centered on us and our dreams and goals, but we had an opportunity to pay it forward in some way. And so when I was faced with this opportunity to accept the position as the director, first ever deputy director of SUNY's Office of Higher Education and Prison. And that really weighed on me because I understand that if I succeed, we succeed, at least how I see it. And if I don't succeed, then the narrative is this is why people like him shouldn't be in these positions. And so I carry that weight knowing that I'm reflective of so many other people that just need an opportunity. Who would have thought that I would have the opportunity to work with these amazing people and advance this mission of access, equity, and inclusion throughout all of New York State's prisons and provide individuals with opportunities to be successful when they come home. And one of the things I understood and why this resonated with me so much is because now I could look at things from a macro perspective. I could look at it not just from direct services, but I also understand what it's like for individuals seeking support in reentry for housing and non-academic needs, and then being faced with a choice. Do I continue pursuing my goal of earning a degree, or do I just get a job? And so going to SUNY and how we've been able to do that is we created an academic reentry initiative to assist SUNY students who are transitioning from college in prison to college in the community. And why it's different from any other reentry type of program is because it's academics first. Once we meet with students, we have regional navigators who go into these prisons, and that navigator sits with them and utilizing a style of motivational interviewing, being trauma-informed, culturally sensitive, and a student-centered approach, we assess and ask them, how can we support you? And after we determine what type of major they may want and so on and so forth, and what their academic goal is, we also focus on what their non-academic needs are, because we tie that into supporting them so when they come home, people will have a greater likelihood of successfully reintegrating and re-entering the community. I want to ensure in some way that every other incarcerated and formerly incarcerated individual has access to the opportunities and resources that I had access to. I have memories of what it was like when I came home and both my son and I graduated together from the College of Staten Island, and he's looking at me telling me, "Dad, we did it." When I think of his statement of purpose to enter college, which was overcoming statistics and talking about how he watched his father and uncle spend all their time in prison pursuing higher education, pursuing their degree, and then when they came home, they did not give up. And if we can do it, why could not he? Or I think about my 11-month-old daughter as I look at her brown eyes and her sister, and you know something? I'm not an ex-con. I'm not a felon. I'm not an inmate. I'm just dad. So higher education in prison has given me an opportunity to reinvent my life and find opportunity and meaning in the community and with my family where I can have this fresh start. And if I can have it, why shouldn't other people? And so this is what motivates me every day, because whatever I can do to pay it forward, to advance certain policies that are beneficial to incarcerated people and formerly incarcerated people alike, I'm willing to do, because we all need a fresh start. We all have potential, and it needs to be available to all, not some.